So I'm back again, and I decided to go live. I have some soup here, just something to do. uh, Whatever happens, happens. I mean, it's live. Just letting you know that I'm recording and everything is. I don't pause or stop or anything. So if your voice is being picked up, I probably should go. I probably should go and shave, but I came back from the library. I know you shouldn't talk with food in your mouth, but I just came back from the library studying and stuff, so I got a little hungry, and now I'm eating, and I'm doing a little light reading after this, because it's best to do positive reinforcement. You eat, it brings up good emotions, and then you read, which follows good emotions, so it makes the reading a little bit more fun. Yeah.
Here's the definition of curse. Overuse a curse against.
Cursing.
Here's the definition of curse. Overuse a
Cursing.
Here's the definition of curse. Overuse a curse against.
FYI, things that you shouldn't do at bonfires. Throw telephones in them. That is not good. FYI.
No cursing. No cursing. Cursing. Cursing.
Here's the definition of curse. Invoke or use a curse against.
When I was younger, like my teeth, they were jacked up. You couldn't catch me smiling. What am I wearing? I don't know. Oh, just a sweater and some jeans. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh. Alright, that's in the suit. 9 minutes already? Wow. Let's pick up where I left off. Oh, that's the prologue. Yeah, chapter 1? No. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is a difficult read book, so if I stumble and it's like, it's a hard read. It's not like a business book. Oh, correction. I do read, but not like nonfiction and fiction books. I read like business, intro to 3,000 level, 4,000 level, stuff like that. Not like fiction and nonfiction. So this is a fiction book. Fiction means fake. Or not fake, made up. Nonfiction is factual. Something like that. Not really sure. I think this. Let's start on the top of the right side. Sounds about right. 13 days. Impressive. The compliment was hard won. His ground out of the triangular grilly covering Vader's mouth and fell on Starkiller's ears like dust. The Force gives me all I need. The Force? The hint of praise turned to warning, as it did so often. Starkiller lowered his head. He knew what was required. The weeks of training and isolation he had endured made that exceedingly clear. The dark side, I mean, my master? One gloved hand moved. The grate flew open. Come, said the dark figure above him. The metal floor breathed. Starkiller lurched, and began to ascend. He forced his leg muscles to unlock. He forced his leg muscles. What did I don't even know where I stopped. He forced his leg muscles to unlock from their long kneeling position and stood to meet Darth Vader upright and unbowed. The room above was sparingly furnished, with no windows, just one exit, the turbo lift, and a little light. Shadows casted by terminals and floor lamps made it very dimension ambiguous. But Starkiller knew from long training exercise that the room was circular and circular and its walls were impenetrable. He flexed his fingers, yearning for a lightsaber to hold. Muscle memory was keener than any other kind. Even with the new skills Darth Vader had taught him. His hand wanted to fight the way he knew best. What way is that? We shall find out. At the very edge of his vision stood several skeleton proxy droids awaiting activation. If he was lucky, he would be unshackled and allowed to duel some of them. If not, ... etc., etc. The lift ground to a halt. Vader stepped back to study him. Starkiller felt the keen eye of the Sith Lord and his grunt from even though the layers of Drosteel, Sidon, and Halisteel that covered the man's face. Something was different. Although nothing had been said, he could tell that this was no ordinary training session. He waited. There was no hurrying Darth Vader. I have a mission for you. Yes, my master. Starkiller, former conspirators have been captured. He experienced a moment of confusion. Then his memories stirred, proving a name. The name of the one who had lured him away from the dark side into his death. The same voice that had disturbed him from his meditation. Vader thinks he's turned you, but I can sense your future, and Vader isn't part of it. I sense only me? General Kota, he said, struggling to keep himself anchored to the present. Yes, you will travel to Kato Nimorida and execute him. And then will my training be complete, Master? You will not be ready to face the Emperor until you have faced a true Jedi Master. The voice of Darth Vader, but again from another time, another memory. The present day, Darth Vader hadn't spoken at all. Starkiller put his man-sealed hands to his head and turned away, lest his disconcertation be exposed. No matter how he tried, no matter how he concentrated, the past simply wouldn't leave him alone. Vader's close attention hadn't embedded. You are still haunted by visions. Yes. There was no point denying it. Yes, my master. Tell me what you see. He didn't know what to start. 13 days to this time, he had stayed motionless in the pit, subjected to visions and hallucinations through all his senses. Strange odors. Hold on, pause. I remain motionless. Okay. And when he couldn't ignore him, he tried to piece them together instead. Neither was entirely possible, and every attempt hurt so badly he despaired of it ever ending. Sometimes he said flatteringly, I smelled a forest on fire. Continue. I see the general failing and feel the ground shake as a starship crashed around me. And I hear a woman's voice. When I tried to sleep, he swallowed. This was the most painful recollection of all. I can't understand what she's saying. Do you know what she's saying? I don't understand what she's saying. Do you know who she is? The pleading note had entered his voice, and he haunted himself for it. There are the memories of a dead man. Vader came closer, his physical presence leading weight to his words, a side effect of the accelerated cloning process and the memory flashes used to train you. They will fade. What if they don't? Then you will be one. Then you will be of no use to me. Starkiller straightened for the first time. The fact had been said aloud. He had always known it was so. Darth Vader wasn't renowned for his clarity. Darth Vader wasn't renowned for his charity, but to her, but to hear it stated so badly that this Starkiller, this clone, would be disposed of like some flawed droid if he didn't pull himself together soon. He had profoundly focused the fact. Not for long, we tried Corlinian Razor Hounds. That was a new voice, and he hadn't heard before. He winced and knew that by wincing he had effectively doomed himself. Starkiller emotion had made weak. The Dark Lord said, if you were to serve me, you must be strong. What form of service that might take, Darth Vader had never said. To take the former Starkiller place, he presumed, as a weapon that would be aimed at the Emperor, then Vader enemies whenever he commanded. From treacherous commanders to perhaps the Emperor himself, that was how it had been, and how to assume it would be now. For the moment, however, that didn't matter. The new Starkiller wanted to live, only wanted. Right, the new Starkiller wanted only to live. I am strong, my master, and I am getting stronger. Vader stepped behind him and waved a hand. Mental complaint. Wait, where was I? Mental complained as a missile dropped from Starkiller's wrist and hit the floor with a boom. Show me. 24 minutes. Should I stop there? Back up some. This is what, 4:23? I go to work tonight. I also have this other book. I'm gonna start this other book. Only I read a couple of pages on camera. This is a lighter read. I'm not really sure. So let's just go with it. My mother's recipe for tomato sauce starts with ripe, plump tomatoes. To peel them, you use a sharp knife to cut a tiny X in the skin at one end. You dunk them in boiling water just for a second, maybe 10, and run them under cold water. Then you pull back the skins, just like peeling a banana. You crush the tomatoes with your hand and stew them over low heat in their own juices with garlic, onions, and a bay of leaf that had been sauteed in extra virgin olive oil, dashed in some salt and pepper. And there you have it. The smell is nothing short of heaven. My father says this tomato sauce was the first thing my mother mastered in the kitchen. He likes the added oregano and basil and more garlic. Always more garlic. I like garlic. They never knew my mother, but I know this recipe by heart. I have it displayed in a 5 by 7 plastic craft store frame on the desk in my room. The desk where I'm supposed to be doing my homework, but can't because it's covered in books and dirty clothes. The recipe is written in an unlined index card. It's stained with oil splatters, and on one corner is ripped a release framing. I realize framing a recipe for tomato sauce sounds strange, but is a reminder, not just of my mother, and that every cook has to start somewhere. It was Saturday night, and I was doing what I've done every Saturday night since I was 10, rolling silverware in the empty dining room of my father's restaurant, Taverna Ristornati, established 1997. I raced through it. Napkin, fork, knife, spoon, bowl, napkin, fork, knife, spoon, bowl. The rhythm is so deeply ingrained, I could do it with my eyes closed. My rush was only partially motivated by boredom. I also wanted to get where I really belong, in the kitchen. Napkin, fork, spoon, bowl. Done. Finally, 80 red line egg rolls stacked in 2 neat pyramids on the white tablecloth in front of me. Dad, I shouted at the water-stained ceiling fastened with fake grapevines. I knew he could hear me in the office upstairs. I'm going to help Luce in the back. Only when I swung through the double door when the brightly lit, bustling kitchen could I remember why I actually loved working in the restaurant. The kitchen was alive. Hot pan coming through, someone yelling. Hot pan coming through, someone yelled. Quickly I sidestep a potentially disastrous encounter with a sheet pan of steaming moussaka. Sophie, Carlos said, high-fiving me. How are you this evening? Chaquita, que pasa? I think that means what's up. Something like that. I'm not really sure. Aside nada, Carlos. Mi va estumante abrida. I love the word for board in Spanish because it sounded like a burrito. My family opened Tavern Ristorante Ristorante in Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C. when I was 3. The name was a nod to my father's Greek-Italian heritage. My grandmother is Italian from Orvieto, and my grandfather is Greek from Trira. The year after they opened the restaurant, my mother died of a sudden and unexplained brain aneurysm while folding clothes on a otherwise ordinary day in Northern Virginia, a suburb where I lived. I didn't remember this, of course. I was 4. I knew few memories of my mother, mostly just vague images of playing at her feet on our kitchen floor. My older brother, Rafi, Short for Raffaella, yes, pronounced the same as the children's singer, was was the one who told me the details of my mother's death years later. I wasn't sure how much I could trust him, though, because he also told me I was adopted. I could cry. I had cried until my father brought down a photo album from the bookshelf above one television. He turned it. He turned it year. He turned its yellowed pages until he came to a faded, snapshot. Who knows three pictures? I do. Two scene, curve, knuckle. Those are like my favorite pictures. But fastball, curve, and then that. He turned his yellow pages until he came to a faded snapshot of a beautiful blonde woman looking not at the camera but at the pink-hatted baby. I need to go work out. That's what I need to go do. You know what? After this page, I'm gonna go work out. It's 30 minutes. I ate, I read. So he turned to the yellow page until he came to go to the stage show with a beautiful blonde woman not in the camera, but the pink-hatted baby cradled in his arms as an alive-skinned young man beamed at the camera beside her, as if to say, "Look, Ma, I made a baby." How do I know that's me? I asked, well, I asked with a still trembling lip. I asked with a still trembling lip, "Oh, or that you didn't stage it after you adopted me." My dad muttered something in Greek and took Rafia Xbox away for 3 days. Yep, with the help of my grandparents' taverna restaurante. What it looked it survived. It was my home. I didn't work. Ugh. I didn't. I'd been working legally there since I was 13. Only when I turned 16 did my dad agree to hire a hostess and let me go where the real action was on the line. And stop there for today. Hope you enjoyed. It'll get better with time. Peace. So, what did I learn today? Do I feel like reading that book? Might as well. I own business. So, marketing. Business management is different from marketing. Marketing is it's totally different. You find out different things about different target markets, and then you're able to more utilize your knowledge to get to the customers so that they have products and stuff like that. I don't know. I can't think right now. I can't go from subject to subject. I'm more of a straight line guy. Okay. marketing. And that class that I dropped last semester, I still have the book, so I'm looking over it. I paid for the book, and then I dropped the class, but I retained all the information that I learned. But then it was before a drop ad period, so it's like I got much back from the time that I was enrolled in the course. So what am I trying to say? There's a difference. I don't know where I was in this book, so bear with me. And yes, I always have music playing. I don't know why. I'm just like that. I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna go in the index. No, I don't go to class tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. But I have a quiz due Thursday. And I need to study for that. So I have to outline a couple of chapters. Yeah, not yet. I'm still looking in the index. No, I'm not. Not anymore. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Understanding organization as customers. Yeah, I think they went out of business. So, what company went out of business? I don't know. Understanding organizational markets by buying behaviors is a necessary prerequisite for effective business marketing. Business marketing as the marketing of goods and services to companies. Government. Is there something that you wanted?
Come on, Rocky.
Business marketing is the marketing of goods and services to companies, governments, or not-for-profit organizations for use in the creation of goods and services that they can produce and market to others because over half of all U.S.'s business school graduates take jobs in firms that engage in business marketing. It is important to understand the characteristics of organizational buyers and their buying behavior. Organizational buyers are those manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, and government agencies that buy goods and services for their own use or for resale. For example, these organizations buy computers and telephone services for their own use. However, manufacturers buy raw materials and parts, and they are reprocessed and furnish goods that they sell. Wholesalers and retailers reuse the goods. Resellers reuse the goods they buy without reprocessing them. Organizational buyers include all buyers in nations except unlimited ultimate consumers. These organizational buyers purchase at least large volumes of capital equipment, raw materials, manufactured parts, supplies, and business services. And in fact, in fact, wait, where was I? See, that's why I always have my finger. In fact, because they often buy raw material and parts, process them, and sell the upgraded product several times before it is purchased by the final organizational buyer of unlimited consumer. The total annual purchases of organizational buyers are far greater than those of unlimited consumers. IBM alone buys nearly 48 billion goods and services each year for its own use or resale. Organizational buyers are divided into three markets: 1, industrial; 2, reseller; and 3, government. Each market is described next. Industrial, resale, or government. Which one should I go with? Well, let's go to global organization markets. Industrial, reseller, and government markets also exist on a global scale. International trade statistics indicate that the largest exporting industries in the United States focus on organizational buyers, not ultimate consumers. Capital equipment such as construction equipment, computers, and telecommunications, and industrial supplies such as machine parts account for about 46% of all U.S. product exports. The majority of the world trade involves exchange relationships that span the globe. Consider the ingredients found in Kellogg's popular Nutri-Grain cereal bar. Kellogg buyers purchase ingredients from farmers, food processors, and wholesalers in 8 countries on 3 continents. Additional examples of business marketing in the global arena appeared in Chapter 7. So, that concludes today's public speaking. I thought I was going to be done, but this is me over and out. I go to work in a few hours. I stayed, I read, and I'm going to work in a couple hours after I work out. And you know what workout song I'm going to play? I play the same thing. And I listen to the song at least, I can say about, I listened to this song so many times. Probably about 7,000 times. It's kind of my favorite workout song. No, I'm not going to tell you what it is. That's the thing. You have to guess. If you know me, you would know. If you don't,